So what's up, y'all? This is me doing a quick look at Deepin, or UbuntuDDE, in a virtual machine. So it's a quick look, not an actual distro review. It's been a long time since I did one of these, Johns. And this has about 4 gigs of RAM on this machine. 2 cores. This is nice. Let's push it, make it normal. And it's going to start. A nice blue wallpaper. I like it. So let's go through clockwise like I always do. I guess control center. This is pretty much one of the most distinctive things about it. The system, the settings, layout, control center. I like it. I think it took some while for them to land on how to do it, but I think they finally got it working. So count, display, personalization, click on a theme, make it thought, make it dark, has a little scrolling effect almost. Yeah, you just kind of go through these icons and it just works. It just makes sense. You know, I think you're going to do a panel. It's hard to do a panel and applet thing in one, like the Raven panel does. I think it's not a big fan of that. And I think Deepin being conservative and just letting it be a system settings thing really nailed it. Very modern, almost mobile, like a mobile phone. So definitely nailed it here. I think I like it a lot. I can see myself getting used to this. Before, in other earlier versions of Deepin, I don't know, there was something off about it. But I think they got it where it's like this, especially when starting point, when you start off like this. Whereas before, I think they threw you in to something like this, and you had like a infinite scroll. You know, I think this is way more easier to land on and wrap your head around as a first-time user, and then you know, easily get used to it after that. You know, and the shading here, and then hover over it, you see what you're working with. The spacing of the buttons, how wide they go. Yeah, I think they really nailed it. Cool. So these drop Thunderbird here as a default email client. Surprised I didn't go with like Gary, because Gary tends to be cleaner. Thunderbird, I'm technically like involved in the UI mailing list, and I think Thunderbird is on its way, for sure, on its way towards some really great UI. But it's you know, it's slow. It's slow with things like projects like this. And some might feel that is a little too much too late, or too little too late rather, for Thunderbird in terms of captivating newer Linux users. I think they're gonna be finding other email clients a little more friendly and easier to use. Because a lot of, I'm not going to turn this into a Thunderbird rant, but I'll just say this. Thunderbird has an stupid, crazy large user base. People don't realize that. So while it could be considered like old and crusty, I know some people, even I know around me, thought that Thunderbird actually died. They didn't think it was actually still around. It still has a crazy large user base. So for now, though, it's like they're kind of going along, getting along, and they just gotta keep their user base happy. And most of their user base likes the old school, super traditional, like Outlook layout, and now they're turning the corner and kind of modernizing a little bit of the user interface and the spacing and those kind of things. But again, I'm surprised because Deepin has a reputation for clean, modern look. I'm surprised they didn't go with another email client. Files, look how pretty this looks. Interesting use of the blue plus the green. Like, people usually play it safe again with the color schemes, keeping everything the blue. The fact that they choose a little pop in the colors, that is cool. Like, I think it works. Dark theme, ugh, you don't want that. And just as a reminder, this is beta. So if you're wondering why this might not look great, there we go. That's why. So it took a little while to get back to light theme, but it looks really nice. Actually, let's do this real quick. Just take a look at there. Oh, let's see if it turns on. Because it's I think they turn off Windows effect on a virtual machine. Yeah. But anyways, the multitasking view is nice. It's gnomish. Here's, I guess, some of the favorites. Go to categories, and you have Firefox, MPV, celluloid. I haven't used celluloid actually. Screenshot, it's really clean. Really like it a lot. Look at, that's it. This is the interface right here. How great is that? Super, super solid. GThumb, GIMP, games here. I thought they had 4 games. That's weird. Office, system here. You get the usual. Now I heard even their system monitoring is beautiful. Looks great. Again, 4 gigs of RAM. Not doing anything. It's just hovering between 5 and 6%. Not bad with performance at all, considering the flash. Well, this is a virtual machine, and they did turn off Windows effects, so probably more obviously, but terminal looks great. Love the black on black here in the title bar. Love that. Oh, look at this. Come on now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'd like to go back to, yeah, this is good. So let's learn more about the project. Now, of course, off the bat, look at that mouse cursor, the mouse cursor loading up with the wave. Such a great touch. So, Deepin came on the scene. Took a while for people to give it the respect. In terms of the desktop environment, look and feel. And just when it was hitting its stride in terms of its popularity. You know, a YouTuber made claims that it was like had Chinese spyware, and who knows, right? Who knows? When you live in a country like China, you don't because the way it's a communist country, any company can be an agent of the state. So it's pretty much not up for discussion in terms of how a company or an entity in China could, and even if it didn't start that way, you know, could be co-opted and turned into an agent for political and digital warfare. There's no discussion about that. Excuse me. But the deal is just never know. And so while I liked it overall, I liked it from a distance. And, you know, I'm a Plasma guy. I love me Plasma. And so that kept me happy for a long time. Or still is. Still keeps me happy. But then I hear that Ubuntu does a spin for Ubuntu. And using Deepin. And then I decided to give it a spin since it's been a while. And I installed this actually on a spare laptop. And I've been pretty impressed. So it's a flavor. I think they're trying to become an official flavor, but so for now it's a remix, or I don't know if that's official terminology for like pre-official flavor, but they're getting there. The website looks great, and look at this, it's a miracle. And I bet you they're getting people subscribing every single day, people putting in their email address, and it's a very powerful way to garner traffic, you know, targeted traffic. You know, let's say when the official release it gets announced, they're going to have an opportunity. Let's say if their email list turns into 2,000 people, they can make one announcement in one email, which costs them practically nothing. Hit the inbox of 2,000 people who told them, yes, email me, please. So, you know, the open rates are going to be higher than usual. And they're going to say something like, download now, or help spread the word. And you're going to see an uptick in social media. You're going to see an uptick in YouTube. You might see an uptick, even DistroWatch maybe. So basically, it's such a ground level, stupid, easy, low-hanging fruit way to cultivate your community, onboard them, create that first impression, stay in contact with them, because so many people are just not doing the mailing list. You know, if they're going to be casual fans, they're not doing the mailing list stuff. They'll catch you on social media, but then you're competing against an algorithm that changes all the time. Whereas email, it's your email list now. And such an easy way to do this. So, man, if there was one thing I wish projects would do, it was just do this. This is nothing. This is grossly underestimated in terms of financial opportunities of donation drives, fundraising, sprints for tech stuff, for bug squashing. Man, such an underutilized thing, and it's a pity. It's a sad thing that smart people in other projects just refuse to give this the respect it deserves. So sad. But anyways, I digress. I'm just happy. This makes me happy that this is how clean and simple it is. So you can do it. It looks great. It's functional, and it's not salesy or begging. It's just, hey, join our email list. Boom. Super, super important. And one of the things that people are still even talking about is despite its new framing of being a part of a Ubuntu base, people are still talking about like, oh, but it's still affiliated with Chinese government and blah 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 blah. Well, let's take a look at that. Let's see here. No, what was it? Is this it? No, there was another website. Yeah, this is what it is. Textual. So the project is all open sourced on GitHub, and people don't realize that when this guy did the Ubuntu base, he's using totally different sources. It's on Launchpad, I think it is. Let's see here. And I forget, this is like this is somebody's. I don't think this is the one that's part of the project though. The DDE. So get a pub. Anyways, I had it in another window. I had a reboot. I think the guy's name starts with an A. Let's find it here. I saw it with the guy who's the creator, who's like the main guy. There we go. There we go. I don't know why that was so hard to find. So here's where you'll see more up-to-date stuff. He's using some of his stuff, but mostly he's heading up the project. And you can see some of the stuff here if you really were interested. And you can, explore. You know, explore what's there. The mailing list is right here. View public archive. So basically what I'm saying is it's not the same thing. And I think overall, let's go fashion mode. Overall, I think if he plays his cards right, you might see, I don't know. I think you might see people going towards this desktop environment more than traditional GNOME. Even Plasma, as great as Plasma is, I can see people like this becoming the new face of Ubuntu. The reason why, because they have a great fashion mode, which is the dock. It's simple, easy. And GNOME is technically simple and easy, but it's so jarring for a new user who might be just coming to Linux. I don't know. Plasma might be too jarring because of all it can do. Might be just a little too much, with the configurations and the settings. This might be that happy balance. I think Budgie is a little too jarring too, in terms of like it's overly simplistic. And I'll be honest, the menus and the settings and the stuff like it's not logical. It still feels like a project to me. It doesn't feel like an official Mate is always going to be a solid go-to for a new Linux user, because you can make it, a traditional. It has a similar switching of modes between a dock versus, but I personally feel that it's a little stale in the theming, and it doesn't feel. I feel like when it comes to this day and age, Windows 10 is becoming way more polished in terms of the look and feel. They're rocking the blur like crazy. Mac OS is doing the blur effects. They're really doing a great job at catching up, and I think Deepin feels like a cohesive environment. And I think this could be very, in terms of market share, could be very dangerous. Very dangerous. This feels performant even on the mother machine. And look at this. When I double click on that, I get this guy here. This is, I don't know. There's something here. There's something here, guys. I think they have something special here. So people better watch out, because I wouldn't be surprised in 3 years' time this becomes, all right, 3 to 5, because Linux desktop environments, they have loyalty to the Macs. But for the new Linux user, I think this could be a very formidable starting point. Elementary OS obviously is up there. Linux Mint is up there. But, being an official flavor automatically puts them in a marketing position, which is incredible. Elementary OS is pretty restrictive in certain things. If a casual user wanted Skype, there's some hurdles. I think this might be that sweet spot. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm cutting it off here, but I don't know. This is intriguing. Who knows? I might rock this on my spare machine for a little bit and give it a really good test run. All right, peace out, y'all. Sorry for the rant. Just wanted to kick the tires on this and share my thoughts on the interface and also the implications of what this could mean. See ya.